Okay, right. Hello and welcome back to our Warhammer 2 Araby campaign. This will probably just be, I don't know, a shorter episode than usual, maybe about an hour. So last time we were expanding across Nehekhara and dealing with the Dune Kingdoms. Yes, and Talakwa had been fighting against Zandri, or fighting against Khemri. So they took Zandri after Khemri took it from me. We've been improving our position in Estalia. We also see off in Lustria that... oh! That's different. Corone has taken Fuming Serpent. I believe they were at war with the Lizardmen, but I don't think they are anymore. No. Oh, they're at war with, Law Masters of Oeth, though. They're not at war with Lothern. And apparently Lothern doesn't really mind that Corone is at war with Law Masters. That doesn't really make sense. Okay, well... let's see. I'll move you down here. Complete the loop around fourth one. And what else do I want to do? Ah yes, I was building the Beastmasters. Oh, Shah's Menagerie here actually, which will allow me to get some war elephants. Black Tower of Arkan was upgraded. I could get... I'm gonna get farms here, because we don't have any growth buildings here. There's only Antok and Springs of Eternal Life left for the Dune Kingdoms, so I think I'll get rid of Springs of Eternal Life first because it doesn't have any walls. Can you go have a look down at Antok? Is there any armies around it? Well, there's an army in it, but their garrison's fine. Then we can deal with that. Skaven corruption. Where's this Vulture Mountain? Sure. Build the sorcerers so we are there. Those wood elves. They're actually at war with the dwarves. Quite heavily at war with the dwarves. And with, the Border Princes, but they're not at war with the Empire. They're not allied with the, Bretonnians either. I expect usually, if someone's at war with the dwarves, then they're also at war with the Empire, just because the dwarves and the Empire are so chummy with each other. What's here which we could recruit? Nothing yet. We are getting to Beastmaster's hut. Okay, it's mostly just waiting to build up our armies. Oh yes, also Chaos arrived last time. Just as we ended. So there's... Yep. Some Chaos armies, that's right, yes. And they're probably going to attack my... western... our coastline here. That's quite a few armies there. Yes, yes, yes. Everyone's moving their armies around. I think the Dread Fleet is currently sitting in North 1. For some reason, Count Noctilus is just wandering around there. Military alliance with Belthasar Gold. You're still at war with the dwarves. Sure. Karazakarak, Confederates clan Angrund into itself. Yep. Reichland gets a military alliance with Hochland. Exodal gets a military alliance with Itzar. Order of Lawmasters. No, the Citadel of Dusk confederates into the Order of Lawmasters. Military alliance negotiation. We'll go through it when we finish the turn, otherwise it will just keep scrolling every time it adds a new thing. This is all because of the Shield of Civilization bonus that all the Order factions get. They all start allying with each other. Sadly, a blade in the ribs cannot fix everything. I have an offer to discuss with you. No. You get engineering on Nebumaket. Scribe. Okay, you spawn an army there to save the city. It won't help. We're going to get a rebellion here when we take it, though. Because their public order is so low. Occupy it. Oh, it actually reset. Or did we get a rebellion somewhere because of that? No. Okay, okay, fine. Starts off at 0. Has that always happened? Get a griffin. And you can get... Intef. I'll get specialist. You're really on the last few things which I want to get you. Because he's got all of his spell skills. Legionnaires Barrage. Just siege the city. At least stop them from recruiting anything else. There we go. Oh, there's those Chaos armies. Or there's one of them. What's his name? Alf Kale Karl Sarikanit. Is there more up here? Did they all go up there? They didn't attack Zandri, which is good to know. I'm worried about over here though. I'm going to recruit another army down here. I'll get a guy called Ktun Kanut. I didn't see the name. Tillo's already recruited. Get some spears. Get some bows. Then get some swords. And up here you can recruit... Recruit a trebuchet and a ballista. There we go. And you can get one Bedouin scouts. You You're level 13. You can get Machinator. I want to improve my relations with the few Chaos factions which are actually diplomatic, open diplomacy with us. Though, Wintertooth really doesn't seem to be too interested in talking with us. Our relations with them is improving, but because of all the treaties I naturally have, because I'm not completely Chaos like they are, that's kind of difficult to overcome.
All the world is meat for my
mighty an opportunity, yes, yes. Shall we make promise oath? I loyal, trust me.
You are at war with Lothern, and you're at war with Hexodal. I don't really want to be at war with Hexodal, but Lothern is fine. There's some factions which in my mind I'm sort of more likely to go at war with, and Lothern at the moment is one of them. So, we'll get that. Clan Eshin I can't trade with.
You are here. We are here. Yes. Speak then. Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Military alliance. Oh, they accepted. We're getting it. Our machinations and all that is applying to the Skaven as well, not just to Chaos, because Skaven are kind of a Chaos faction. If there was any beastmen around the place, we could probably get an agreement with them. However, they don't own territory, so we have to come across one of their armies, and they later on I think they tend to appear, get destroyed, and then disappear pretty quickly. I did check you, didn't I? Yeah. Non-aggression pact? Nope. Payments. I'll offer you a payment. Oh, we can't. Why not? Oh, I don't have enough money. Yeah, okay. I thought perhaps... I think I thought that the turn had passed. So, what's Clan Eshin up to? Urg lost. Oh! They've wiped out Malus Darkblade. Okay. Desolation, Nagash, Nagashazar. They own all that. They own Misty Mountains, Serpent Fang. Are they allied with the Greenskins? No, they're not. This is actually kind of a rare situation here. So far in most of my campaigns, the dwarves have united and, you know, advanced out here and wiped out Clan Eshin after dealing with the Greenskins. However, in this one, it's turned 154 and they haven't done so. Black Crag is still held by Greenskins up here. The dwarves have got a bit of territory, and they have got the usual allies, but they haven't managed to make much headway. There's Balthazar Gout, who's at war with the dwarves. It is improving though, so they might end up getting an alliance with each other because, you know, the greater threat of chaos. There was a thing in the original Warhammer Total War, the original one, the first one, where Archaon would invade and the Shield of Civilization buff would go off, so all the Order factions would get diplomatic relations with each other to encourage them to team up against Chaos. However, once Chaos was dealt with, there would actually be a diplomatic penalty amongst all the Order factions, because without the unifying enemy present, with Archaon defeated, all the factions would end up falling back to squabbling amongst themselves. And I remember from that you would actually see Bretonnia and the Empire declare war on each other. The dwarves would actually declare war on other factions as well, Order factions, just because the penalty, because the Shield of Civilization went, and then all the Order factions would fracture up again. I don't know whether that's a thing in Mortal Empires. I haven't really finished any campaigns in the Mortal Empires. I tend to play them to, I don't know, turn 100, 150, and then sort of stop them. Or you might notice we don't have any objectives actually playing as Araby, but I don't tend to follow the objectives for the campaign. I just expand in wherever is available to me. You know, and sort of play my campaigns very by the seat of my pants. There's Deathmaster Snitch. His army still has slaves in it. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Army of slaves too. Alcess. Queek, head taker, is part of Clan Eshin now. This is actually kind of what I was hoping by the addition of this part of the world here and Clan Eshin over here, that they would add more pressure onto the dwarves, but it takes them a bit to get up there, I think, and there's not really actual other factions over here. There's Karak Azul, is it? Down here. Located here. And yeah, Karak Azul located down here, and they tend to spread out. And then they confederate into the dwarves, so the dwarves spread out. I kind of feel like the dwarves, I might have said this, I kind of feel like the dwarves should have to jump through more difficult hoops to get other dwarf factions to confederate into the Karazhan. Like, I don't know, settling difficult grudges for those clans, and those grudges would put you at odds with other factions or something. Anyway, you're there, these chaos armies. I'm going to move you down here to Kolfa. I don't really care if the Sorcerer's Islands gets raised again. Wizard's Caliph Palace is able to hold on its own. We don't have walls here, but we get all of our garrison from the main city build tree, so we don't have to worry about it. About building the walls for our defensive purposes. Last Defenders gets a military alliance with the Grudgebringers. Itza gets a military alliance with Kultus Sotek. Court of Labaris has been destroyed. It was still around? I hadn't been over there to check. I'm surprised by that. Actually, am I? I have seen in one of my campaigns, I think it might have been my Nagaron campaign, the Court of Labaris actually ended up winning against the Last Defenders Lizardman faction. They ended up controlling that entire part of the coastline down here. Also, there's my Arkan campaign. That might have been my Arkan the Black campaign. Well, my most recent Arkan the Black campaign. These are campaigns which I didn't do on stream. Court of Labaris defeated. Okay. Unlike Karsabar, it's badly injured. So I'll march you over there. You can go into Kofa. No, I didn't need to do that. I'll hold off on that until I'm sure that there's no enemies coming at me over there. No characters currently available? There we go. Do I really want another mutated Empire captain? They look so terrifying on the battle map. No Jade Wizards. I was just going to say, let's get a Jade Wizard. We don't have any available. I don't really like how sometimes it doesn't. Hang on. Can I get those actually? Let me see. I might not be able to get those wizards. I can get Amethyst, Amber, Light, and Bright. Okay. I was getting confused because it's listed there, but we don't actually get those ones. So we can get Amber, Bright, Light, and Amethyst. What are the laws again? I keep forgetting. Law of Fire we've got. Law of Death I know. Law of Beasts I know. What's the Law of Light? I keep looking at the Law of Light because I rarely use it. Far's Protection is armor and melee defense. Shem's Burning Gaze is alright. Light of Battle. I don't really use that. Yes, it's unbreakable, but Net of Amim Tok is alright. I know it's very good in multiplayer, but Barona's Time Warp. That's nice. I get it mostly for banishment. But Death has got the Purple Sun of Zeros, and also the leadership debuffs and all that, so it's kind of better. You can get Specialist. Oh, look at that! Count Noctilus has finally gotten off his barnacle-studded butt and taken Elisali. Well done, that man.
If you wish.
Loth.
Fine.
There's a Bellinar the Wise. I think we've mentioned him before. Oh look, the Heirs of Morkane is now a full stack. Ah, yep. They did bud off another army.
No.
Will the pirates actually attack the rogue armies? Somehow I doubt it. I was hoping I'd scared them into Bretonnia, but they went around me and ignored my herding. Look at those halflings. Squatting in vampire territories. I'll just hold off on that. Okay, in turn.
Greetings, stranger.
Oh, hello, Techless. What do you want? No. Boki, Last Defenders, Failure. Ratok, Skink Priest of Heavens on a Ancient Stegodon. All the heroes are moving around and doing things. Does Skaven own that? Or are we just saying because of their hero? No, they actually own Marak. I suppose because clan walls expanded out here beforehand. In one of my campaigns, when I was playing as... Oh, which one was it? Was it my Arkan the Black campaign? One of my campaigns I was playing, after the Clan Eshin was added. I might have mentioned this. I believe Clan Eshin actually did the Descend into Anarchy ability on the dwarves, because one turn they were there and the next turn they were replaced with just green screen rebels, like as if you'd done that. But I was under the impression that only the human player playing as Clan Eshin could use that ability. Might have been a bug with a mod. Military alliance with Commander Bernhardt. Where are you? Who are you at war with? Only Chaos. Where are you? Where? No, I don't really care. Commander Bernhardt's gonna have to be on his own. The brave leader of the Grudgebringers mercenary group. Oh, we've encountered them, and we've encountered the Blood Dragons.
You have a proposal?
Hey, Findol.
Willing to hear it.
Defensive alliance. Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't really have any interest in taking your forest down there, so if I can trade with you, that's a bit of extra money. I do think the Wood Elves need a bit of a redo. I think it was mentioned actually recently by people from Creative Assembly that the way the Wood Elves sort of work as a faction with their whole, you know, the amber system, and like the amber system is fine, but then you have to hold the territories to maintain the amber. You can't just sort of take a region, get the amber, and then leave. You have to sort of expand your empire to keep the amber source. Yes, that is kind of awkward. Oh, hello. We're Soren. You're just walking around. Whatever. You attacking me? Get some more Bedouin. And get... what's your armor piercing? 25. What's the Palace Guard's armor piercing? 20. Recruit 3 of them. They are halberds, so their armor piercing makes sense. No, I mean, no, I wasn't checking whether their armor piercing made sense. I was checking whether they had armor piercing. What was I doing? Pardon me. No, I was just checking how powerful their armor piercing was. Armor of eternal servitude. There are beings and creatures that can mend bone and knit flesh at an incredible rate. A mighty boon, but one stunted by fire. Yeah. 10% ward save, that's pretty good.
They will be judged.
10,000 lashes.
Imbric is sitting in Lothern. Imbric's another Lord Armor of Calador. Yeah, he's I think he's like a lord. He's a lord added by Mixu's legendary lords, I believe. And since he's from Calador, he's sort of focused on the Dragon Knights. So he gives buffs to these units. The Dragon Princes, pardon me. Which are very nice cavalry. Though I tend to prefer using Silver Helms, just because I think Silver Helms are more awesome than the Dragon Princes. That and the Dragon Princess armor to me just looks like it's made out of plastic. It's the lighting on it.
My axe thirsts for war.
My opinions are throwing them around.
It is agreed.
We all have our favorite things. And differing opinions. I certainly do when it comes to the models by Games Workshop. Anything else? No, we're just sieging here. That's fine. We're sieging up here in Karsabar. What's this army made up of? Oh, that army's pathetic. Pathetic. We could deal with that easily if they decide to attack me. Lothern gets a military alliance with Nagareth. The Lawmasters gets a military alliance with Hexodal. Hexodal performs a rite of primeval glory, so they get a stack of dinosaurs somewhere. Well, at their capital. I did see people mentioning that possibly the Lizardmen cast the Rite of Primeval Glory too often and end up bankrupting themselves because it summons a stack of dinosaurs, like half a stack of dinosaurs, or it's like 8 or 9. But that is quite a lot of upkeep. Even though they're all feral variants.
Is it war?
Oh, you here? Military access. Oh, you own Lamia. Is that where you are? Okay, sure, why not? You're not at war with the Clanation.
You have a proposal? We are willing to hear it.
Aldebrand Ludenhof. What do you want? Military alliance. Nope.
Greetings, stranger.
Volmir von Rolkov. Nope.
I am ready to parley.
Sudenberg.
Hope your words will-
You want me to join war against Blackcrag? You're not asking me to go to war against Sartosa anymore. Nope. What are you waiting for? The end times? I believe they've begun, good sir.
You have a proposal?
Oh, Karakzorn is still here. I thought they were destroyed by, the Skaven. Non-aggression pact. Sure.
I am ready to parley. I hope your words will...
College of Pyrotechnics. No. That's an annoying rogue army to go up against. It's just a mass. It's just pretty much all artillery and explosives. What's it called? Hellstorm, rocket batteries, Outriders with grenade launchers, handgunners, steam tank possibly, great cannons, and so on. Stop liking me! I was wanting to go to war with you. I was wanting you to declare war on me.
The cursed deeps shall be your watery grave.
Okay, we're not really friends. The Sword of Cain is moving across the ocean there.
Count Noctilus reigns. Death and destruction.
No, wrong guy. There we go. Move past him. You can. How's your army going? You're getting another unit, and you're getting those 3 Southlanders. Shall I get some war elephants? Yeah, get some Elvrahim nomads. We haven't seen those either. We're just waiting on these 2 areas. I'll probably wait until this settlement starts taking some attrition, so that will be in 4 more turns. How's that going? That's deteriorating again now. It's because of all my treaties. They just dislike it when I have treaties with people. Would it be the same if it was the Wanderers? I suppose so. Yeah, there's the Grudge Bringers. Yeah. Tomb Kings are building up an army there. There's no armies are really going there. Ah, I see. You've come ashore. You're staring at Pyrus. You're probably going to take it. Your army is pathetic, though. I might be able to win that by fighting it. Because they lack any ranged, and they just have a whole bunch of crypt ghouls. Which are pretty good, but they're not fantastic. Their strength is poison, I find, mostly. But I don't find that crypt ghouls actually deal that much damage on their own. They lack the armor to really stay in combat. So you use them more as a like a flanking unit. When I'm playing as like Ark of the Black or Vampire Counts, I tend to use my skeletons as a main line, and then with the crypt ghouls I move them around the sides. No. Oh, I nearly clicked on yes there. Nope. They go for a military alliance and I disagree, and then they go for a non-aggression pact. Nope. Dread fleets attacking Tor Yvres. I usually see them do that. They take that settlement, then Tor Yvres. I don't know if they tend to take much more beyond that, though. No. I'd agree not to attack you, but that's about as far as I want to go for the moment. Wintertooth Confederates. The Bjornlings. But the Bjornlings have been defeated. It does give off a good chance. Are we going to have a crossing attack? No. They do outnumber us. But I'll try and fight this. Ugh. I should have dealt with this army when I had the chance earlier on. You've just come back to haunt me. Literally, they're vampire counts, but they don't have any ghosts in their army. Oh, we do have some of those nomads, so we'll be able to have a look at those. What's our anti-large here? These guys. And these. I've only got these guys. Oh, and their lord, who's large. Isn't the corpse card? The corpse card is mostly a buffing unit, though. It's not really an attacker. Okay, they attacked me, so they're going to be coming towards me. Slays, do that. You spread out. You're the general, so you go behind. Dervishes, you go there. Or go on the front line, because the dervishes are unbreakable. They also have frenzy. Archers go like that. Cavalry go like that. Elephants go there. Okay. What's the nomads look like? Let's have a look. Are they the nomads? They are. Have we seen them before? We might have, but I haven't been making use of them in the armies. Oh, they look pretty cool. I like their headdresses. I suppose possibly they're supposed to be jackals or something. Yeah, they look neat. Sort of a ambushy group of archers. Okay. So, You have armor piercing, which is useless in this format because there's no really armored units. Highest armor is the corpse cart, which has 45 armor. So let's have a look. Got crypt ghouls, crypt horrors. Pardon me. Crypt horrors. They're very nasty looking. Crypt ghouls. A lot of them. Just hordes and hordes of crypt ghouls. We have the Strugoi Ghoul King. That's what they're supposed to look like. Not the warped monstrosity which is our Empire captains. And the corpse cart. Which, I actually have this model. This is just the basic variant. There's two others which have different things up the top here. One is a bell, which I think increases magic regeneration rate, and the other one is Bellfire one, which has a little brazier up here, which increases the... It regenerates friendly units around it. They all have this also Vigor Mortis, which increases the melee defense and attack of units around it. And it does have regeneration itself, but it doesn't convey that regeneration onto other units near it. So it's just bolstering the units near it at the moment. What are they doing? Just wandering around. Attack those crypt horrors. Okay, how am I going to want to do this all? Slaves! Charge the crypt horrors. You'll do fine against them, don't worry about it. Don't charge my dervishes. They're better in melee against other units. Okay, elephants charging. Crypt ghouls charging. Not crypt. Demon charging. Palace guard. There. This is a lot of ghouls. Slaves are fleeing, that's fine. What's your fighting capability? 28. It's not that good. It's not that. I told you to, Fine, you can attack my, Palace Guard. They've got spears, they can deal with you. Get back in the fight, you slaves. Yeah, there goes my knights. Surrounded by ghouls, they're torn down. There goes those, crypt horrors. Shoot those guys over there. Come on, elephants. Smack those. Bam! Get out, get out! No, my elephants are fleeing! Is it all over? Possibly. Probably. Come on, elephants. You're better than that. You're not going to flee that easily, are you? Oh, annoying. I think we've lost. We did a fair bit of damage though. Oh! Elephants rallied. You'll see all my things are exhausted because the poison from the crypticals. Attack their lord! Bonk! Yeah, well, we got a break. Again. You're holding on pretty well. Oh, you're immune to psychology, but your leadership's... Yeah. More elephants are flayed. You're not going to be able to get away from those, Yep, they're shattered and broke. Okay. Well, we did do a fair amount of damage to them. We killed more than our number in ghouls. And we got rid of the crypt horrors as well. That would have been better to do for that. I don't know. Our dervishes seem to die very quickly. I suppose they were just overwhelmed. 281 kills for the elephants. That's pretty good. 31 or 13 kills for the corpse wagon, corpse cart. They're not really attackers. One of the lords for the vampire counts. What's his name? Elman Gorst. I think he actually gets a bonus to the charge bonus for corpse carts in these factions, which is such a bizarre bonus. Okay, move up, wipe them out. Good. Yeah, just auto resolve. Pardon the captors to get the extra money. Oh, we got the Aura of Quetzal. This string of beaded shells, feathers, and bones is a charm that surrounds the warrior in a miasma of colour. 25 seconds, self affects allies in range, plus 24 melee defense and plus 30 armor. Oh, that's pretty nice. It's a little defensive item. He's already got his carapace armor though, it's better than that. Yep. So we can't make use of it. We could give it to our captain, but I don't trust him. I don't trust him, it's just how he looks. The evasion. go to Virus. Repair it. I'm looking at the army and I don't have any other heroes in there, and I like to have like 1 or 2 heroes in each of my armies. It's because they allow me to spread like leadership around a bit better rather than just relying on my lord. Your relations with the Empire? Pretty good. You're still at war with the dwarves though. I'm surprised that because the I'm surprised that since the Golden Order is at war with the dwarves don't have a diplomatic penalty with Reichland. Because Reichland has, you know, diplomatic agreements with one of their enemies. Okay, over here we have our thing which we can get elephants from. Can we? Actually, no. Wait, we can't get Promethean hatchlings? We've got the building. Shouldn't I be able to get some more? How many do I have? You don't have any. You've got 2 in your army. You've got 3 in your army. I do have multiple buildings. It doesn't increase the cap. We have a cap of 5 of them. That's across all of our armies. I would have thought building the Beastmaster's hut would allow us to get more. So if I build more of these Shah's Menageries, I'm still limited to like 2 war elephants across all my armies. Or 5 as it is there. I don't mind the caps, but I kind of like being able to increase the caps if you build the recruitment buildings. Or just, you know, have a way to increase them. Because later on you'd have more armies. So I wouldn't get an increasing cap for the Howling Basilisk Bombard if I build more of Wizard's Palace. How many do I have of those? I have 1 there. And I don't have another. So let's build one, and I'll see whether that increases the cap. That will be in 2 turns. This will be in 6 turns. But they're all already badly injured. Just have to... We just have to wait for the siege towers to be built. Hello. Are you at war with him? No. Maybe yet. Hello. Wait, you're actively raiding the dwarves. Yeah, raiding 350 minus 355, but this diplomatic relations are still improving. Yeah, whatever. His army is so badly injured. Do they not have another army somewhere? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Move up here. Have a look, and then I'll sail you across to Bretonnia. Okay. And... end turn. Oh, hello Tyrion. Military alliance? Nah. Oh. Oh. That's why. Okay. Oh, a military access agreement is broken. The Golden Order has confederated into Reichland. That means that there's no one... The Golden Order is no longer at war with the dwarves. And the dwarves sort of forget about that war, and because they're like, oh, well, the Golden Order don't exist anymore. Possibly the penalties of the Golden Order should transfer onto the Empire, onto Reichland. Maybe not to the same strength, but it is kind of like the dwarves forgetting all the grudges they had against them. Just because they no longer exist. Anyway. I have to keep... What? I do a lot of musing on the diplomacy in this game. War fervor, recruitment costs. Raw fervor! Sure, you can go into Virus. You can get Scarred Veteran, because you're certainly scarred. You sail over there. Oh! Oh, right, yeah. Is that actually... What the heck's going on here?
Mama workshop. There's plenty no fur wares.
Well, hello. Non-aggression pact. Military access. Claw marks have been made. Yes, yes, it is agreed. Where's Clan Nor located? I don't think I've seen them before. They don't start in Misnar. That's not... Doesn't make sense. I don't... There is Skaven factions which are spawned by this coming of chaos, isn't there? Yes? No? Maybe? I don't think... I don't know. They're not from that, I'm pretty sure.
You're in my objects.
Clan... There is a Skaven faction added by the OVN Lost Factions. But I can't remember what the what that clan's name is. Their lord, but they also have a unique lord, and this is not their unique lord. That unique lord.
No backstabbing.
So I don't know. Whatever. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Get that. Bretonnia! What's your diplomatic relations with people like? Still at war with the Order of Lawmasters. Military alliance with Reichland, though. It's so weird. They've been hating us for the whole game, but now, because Chaos Invading is... it's invading, they're actually kind of chummy with us. I could potentially trade with them. That just makes me feel dirty. I don't really want to do that. I kind of plan to fight Bretonnia. Because they invaded Araby, let's not forget. We can't just let them get away with that. We had to clean up all their crusaders. Oh, hey, Mazdamundi. Defensive alliance. Nope. No one denies the will of the old ones. Well, I do. Military alliance negotiated, Order of Lawmasters and Border Princes. Military alliance negotiated, Reichland and Sonnenberg. Okay. Does that mean Sonnenberg's going to confederate with the Empire sometime? Can they confederate? Studenberg is just an Empire faction. I don't think they're a Southern Realms faction. Oh, the Halflings want a defensive alliance with us. Sure. Lothern has confederated Safari into itself. I might have mentioned there is something I don't really like about the Confederation. It's when sometimes when like Karak or the Dwarfs faction is close to dying, and then they confederate with another dwarven faction, and it means that the main dwarf faction remains. I can understand because that's where most of the dwarf lords are, but I feel, I don't know, that perhaps they shouldn't accept the Confederation, like, because the dwarves are weaker. So I feel like, say, Karak shouldn't confederate with a weak Karak and become Karak, just so that the dwarf faction stays alive. Neither would the other way around. The dwarves confederate into Barak, so the dwarves or Karak becomes Barak. Just maybe they don't accept confederation if faction is weak. I mean, there's a problem for the player. Adelhard de Leonis, you're just sailing around with your armies. Onairath Putris, you're just marching around with your armies full of chaos giants and chaos warriors. Chosen. Where did those Skaven come from? It's a mystery. Right. Upgrade Virus, because it was sacked. They're taking attrition, but they're not quite ready yet. Just auto-resolve. Get it out and away. Occupy. There we go. Dune Kingdoms is now no more. You can build fields in the desert. I only give reasonable commands. Get the enfeebling foe. No, get the withering level 3. You have one more turn to get your other units. You are just moseying along. Castle Bar is nearly under my control. 4 more turns and they will start taking attrition damage. But I'll march my other army up here in the meantime. Orion's camp's fine. We're going to go up to Numas to deal with that. That is a large full settlement, but it doesn't have any walls in it, so they don't have a large garrison. They seem to deal with the chaos invasion over here. All those Norscans disappeared pretty quickly. I wonder what happened to them. I saw one of them over here, wasn't it? Or somewhere over here. Did Talakwa deal with them? Hello, greenskins. Hey, it's Azag, the Slaughterer. He's got Azag's Ard Armor, and the Crown of Sorcery, and Skull Muncher. Wow, he's actually on his Wyvern. I don't think I've ever really gotten his Wyvern when I'm playing as the greenskins. No ordinary armor would suit a warboss such as Azag. It has to be Ard. Really, really Ard. Also, the Crown of Sorcery. The Crown of Sorcery was found in the ruins of Todtheim by Azag the Slaughterer. I don't know where that is. Its malign influence has helped the warboss carve a path of destruction throughout the Empire, for the Crown whispers advice and grants the wearer the power of death magic. Yeah, it makes him a spellcaster of the Law of Death, which is pretty nice for the greenskins. And the Greenskins are usually restricted only to their own laws, the Little War and the Big War, so having access to it, Law of Death. Quite nice, you can make a Orcs cause fear and terror. Squiggly beast. Wurzag, the Great Green Prophet. They don't seem to be really doing too bad. You... Oh. There's Grimgore. Somewhere. You're actually you're actually raiding against Clan Eshin. If it comes down between them, I'm going to side with Clan Eshin.
You want to die now?
Come on.
I say it comes. What's your problem?
My problem is that you're not accepting any of my perfectly reasonable agreements. Whatever. Hey, look. Vandred the Winter's Mist is raiding around here. It's got feral mammoths, skin wolves, war mammoth.
The goddess forbids it.
Circular Destruction. Yeah, you could just take that. You had it before. Blacklight Tower is still owned by the Bretonnians. And it's nearly going to rebel too. They also own Slaver's Point. How about that? Are they at war with Karon Kar? No, they're not. And the relations is actually improving. They at war with the Dark Elves? Nope. Or with Nagarond? Apparently not. Ancient city of Quintex is still held by the Cult of Pleasure. Okay, in turn.
You have a proposal?
Hello, Tyrion. What do you want? Defensive alliance? Nope.
You have a proposal?
Oh, techless.
We are willing to hear.
Nope.
Deliver your message.
Krokgar. You want a non-aggression pact? Nope. Oh, was that a unique lord? I think it was actually. I think it was oh, there's a Carmelian Skink legendary lord. I forget what his name is. Is he added by one of the mods? I suppose so. I just saw it flash past when I was looking at the when the diplomatic screen popped up. No, when one of the armies popped up.
I am ready
Or something.
to parley. I hope your words are wise.
Hey, halflings. Military alliance. Yeah, sure. But not the Empire.
I am ready to parley. I hope your words.
No. Already said before, but I do wish you could pull factions to side with you against others more often.
Greetings, stranger.
Like, if I could get the halflings to rebel against the Empire, that'd be fun. Military access. No. Wintertooth are gonna hate us even more because we've got agreements with the halflings now. If I start breaking all my agreements, they'll like me pretty much. But I think the other Norscan tribes will dislike me for that. Because they're more willing to open up negotiations with me. The Aghole and the Mung. Anyway. Rahotep gets a rank up. You can get Machinator. Let's see, what's that actually do again? 25 relations with Norska, 20 with Skaven, 25 with Chaos. Regeneration now, and Chaos Corruption is increased by an additional 2. And yeah, he gets regeneration. Okay. It's improving with them? It says with Chaos, but I don't think any of the Chaos factions... The Warriors of Chaos and the Warherd of Chaos, we can't open up diplomacy with, because... Destroyer? Repulsive? No, I think when you play as Chaos, they have a when you play as... I seem to remember they had another stat there somewhere. They had another trait here. Which was something like, I don't know, Destroyer of Worlds or something. And it was like, this faction is only interested in destruction. They're not interested in politics. I could trade with Reichland. They're already strength level 8. What's the strength ordering? Bretonnia is first, Nagaron's second. Really? Oh yeah, because they control like half of... More than half of Ulthuan. As well as this. It's just because this isn't all Nagaron. I'm used to playing against Nagaron as having all this. Dwarves are 4th. Warriors of Chaos are 5th. Tulsin is 6th. Black Harag is 7th. Hey, the Greenskins are actually above Reichland in terms of strength. They haven't confederated. Probably coming. Khemri's 10th? I suppose it's just these 2 settlements which are buffing them up, because Khemri is really good. Or everyone else is so weak. Cultus Sotek's only 30. It's 38th. Oh, okay. Wait, where was that Greenskin faction? Where was that? Not Greenskin. Where was that Lizardman faction with the Hexodal? Not you, not you, not you, not you. Okay. So it's an army moving around somewhere, is it? And I can't see that. It's over here, wasn't it? Ratok? No. 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 No, no, no. It was somewhere. Can't see them anymore. And the Greenskins actually raised Barak Far. Well done, you lads. Wasoran's annoying. He's wandering through my territory just... I think, actually, I saw a comment on the Total War forums by Creative Assembly, and they mentioned what they... Either what is or what they believe to be the issue with the vampire counts at the moment, because we might have seen that the vampire counts are acting a bit odd, either in this game or in one of my other games. Musalon. Yeah, it was in my Dark Elves Nagaron campaign off stream, but Musalon was actually had their army sitting around Lucchini for ages, and they had lost Musalon up here, but they were just sitting down here with their army for the whole time, and they went to like Sartosta, and they'd sort of just go back and forth around here. Wasoran's wandering around over here for some reason. I believe the reason for that, at least possible reason for that, which was mentioned on the Total War forums, was the AI is looking for going to provinces with high death counts, which is what Creative Assembly listed as mentioned as might be the problem with the vampire counts AI at the moment. Though it doesn't exactly explain why they don't really build armies, but if they're so focused on trying to raise units by going to settlements, because you see all these little glowy spots, these are battle locations, and there tends to be a lot of these battle locations around Nehekhara, because with a lot of casualties in them, because, well, Tomb King's chucking armies of skeletons at each other, there's a lot of casualties. And they just build up over the campaign, so there's a lot of dead in Nehekhara. Well, the vampire counts to come and raise their more powerful units from. So we'll just get rid of you. You've got no allies, and we'll just put you out of your misery. There we go. we go. Yeah. He didn't have any province, as you saw from that, so... He was just wandering around, raiding to stay alive. I'm surprised that they can actually overcome their, attrition from not having any settlements by raiding. I know it's... raiding stops attrition on the army, but... I would have thought you wouldn't be able to. Okay. Build that. Get that. Fine. End turn. Go there.
Greetings, stranger.
No, techless.
Greetings, stranger.
No.
You have a proposal?
Oh, hey, dwarves, what do you want? Nope. Who knew diplomacy was so easy? Just like, nope, 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 nope.
Greetings.
Oh, it's the, Amazons. Military Alliance. They've got cold-blooded logic. I suppose. I'm not really interested. You're an interesting faction, but you're all the way over in Lustria. I don't even have any regions over there. I can't help you.
Greetings, stranger.
You want me 3,000 to join war against Artosa? Nope. Heirs of Morcane have been destroyed because we destroyed their main army, and their other army of one guy was defeated. Apparently. Doomtide. Oh. Have they really been stopped? Well, that might be more armies spawning. Can we see a few more Chaos armies spawning around here? Can't tell. March up here. Can't imagine the Empire's doing too well. But they have a confederated together. They are all military allies. Nope. Okay. What do I want? Just throwing points into things. Get steel technology. It's useless to us, but... Two more turns. Actually do this. Just... force march up to there. Then attack. There we go. Get it over and done with. Occupy. We got the Banner of Eternal Flame. That's pretty good. Can you carry that? Banner of Eternal Flame. Get... yeah, that's fine. Oh, you can go up a level. What can you get? Get Wissen's wild form. Ooh, you're level 40 now. Congratulations. Get stimulate growth. Get that, demolish that. Get tax rate. Oh yeah, we can see the Undercity here as well. Which is held by Clan Eshin. Not too bothered by it, honestly. They get Warlock. They've got a Warlock Laboratory here, which is a unique building created by the Warlock Engineer from the Rite of Doom the Skaven get. It's a unique building. I didn't actually remember that they had this. When you use the Rite of Doom, I think it's called, and you get the Warlock Engineer, which I can see a few of them over here. Well, there was two over here. There were the Warlock Engineers with the glowy green cloud around them. They have two abilities now. They can either blow up a city, which lowers its the settlement ranking by 1, or they can create a warlock laboratory underneath the settlement, which you can see increases experience plus 50 experience per turn for all warlock engineers faction wide, 10% research rate, plus 1 for warlock engineers hero capacity, and you know the usual Skaven corruption and discoverability. Ratkin Mafia, mine shafts, and subterranean strip mine. No wonder they were discovered! How much is that? 160, 200, 240. That's 240 discoverability. And the discover point is 100. Well, I don't really care about that. That's our ally. And the corruption isn't... Oh, it's being a bit of a problem, but... I don't know whether your ally will actually dislike you if you get rid of Undercities. It would make sense if you did. On the other hand, Undercities are kind of pests, and you tend to want to stamp them out whenever you see them. Okay. Get that. Get the harem. You've got that. Imminent rebellion in Spring of Eternal Life. You can go up there. You won't get there in time, probably. Actually, you can get Hold Festag. Oh, another point. Machinator! And end turn. Maybe I should have gotten Machinator and all that earlier on. The corruption isn't really that big of a problem, and earlier on it would have helped to, it would have helped our diplomacy with... to get our diplomacy started before we got all these negatives with Wintertooth. I think I'm always under the false impression that getting Machinator and all that will hurt our relations with Order factions. But it doesn't actually come with penalties to diplomacy, only positives. The only negative of it is, what's going on there? The only negatives of it is, the corruption. Which, as I said, like, +2 chaos corruption isn't too bad. Well, corruption, it could be bad. It builds up over time is the problem. It is the thing. So +2 is not too much of a problem now, but if you don't have any way to combat the corruption later on, you could be dealing with 75% corruption in your province. Or higher. No. Straight into another one. Oh. It didn't even go out of the diplomacy screen for that. Marienburg still around? There was a really nice mod which made Marienburg their own army. They had all these unique units. But I don't think it's been updated. It might have only been for Warhammer 1. You're raiding Springs of Eternal Life. Oh, right, Skaven. Yeah. Skaven rebels. Because there's a Skaven corruption being high. It spawned Skaven as the rebelling army. Get that, get that, get that. we go. What was I going to do? All right. My relationships are going. It's improving again. 270 rulers Taurus. You must really love us now. 335 trusted friends. Okay. Where's my witch hunter? Move up there. How are things? Oh. Blackstone Post has been taken by Bretonnia. So it's Karak Ziflin and Grungzind. Oh no. Right. Yep. Yep. Okay.
You know who I am?
There's Grombrindle. I rather think that the dwarves are on their way to destroying the greenskins now. I'm thinking whether I want to declare war on the dwarves. Get them while they're or divide their attention. Because they can send an army down to me and I can deal with it. Not like the greenskins are going to be friends with me. I can't do anything with all this. I could actually... No, I can march up through these mountains. But this is all... This is all habitable for me. Suitable climate for me. Oh. Fate of Tuskers is going to repel. Why? Corruption. Oh, right. Yeah, because we don't have any corruption dealing buildings here. And I can't get any public order, but that doesn't lower corruption. How do we lower corruption? Oh yeah, the sorcerers Zawiya. Yeah, whatever. You've gone up a level. Inspiring presence. Okay. Go up here. Joining the border princes in the war against Tylia might have been good to be able to get my province back, my region back. Is that croc guy there?
You have a proposal?
Hey Carl France, what do you want? Non-aggression pact. Nope. If you do not want our aid, then so be it.
We are willing to hear it.
7,000 for a defensive alliance. No. Beg more dwarves.
Do not greet me as a friend, nor are we foes yet.
Dolph Hope Anderson. Or Midland. Wait, hang on. What? You're not Boris Todbringer? What happened to Boris?
I am ready to parley.
Did he confederate? Did Midland confederate with the Empire, and then Middenheim rebelled and appeared again as a faction? No.
I am ready to parley.
No. Right, yep. Raiding and raiding. Get rid of that.
Impossible.
Get rid of that. Get up that. You are going to have to force march down here. You get smoke and mirrors. And where is my... There it is. Go up there. Oh, they've taken back these two provinces. Castle Carcassonne does not have much of a garrison. Attrition going across the ocean. Is that Mad Mulletson gone? Where is he? Any of the pirates will declare war on us actually just going near them. Go into Elhike. You go up there. Yeah, get the slave market. Get the slave market. Okay, enter. Yes, Tyrion. Nope. Military Alliance, Order of Lawmasters, and Karatakarak. Nope. Khemri hasn't been bothering us too much. Most of it just sitting in their capital. Karatakarak confederated with Karak Norn.
I am ready to parley. I hope your words are...
Nope.
Do not greet me as a friend.
Nope.
You have a proposal?
Nope.
Greetings, stranger.
Nope. Like, we'll just keep asking.
You have a proposal?
Trade agreement, sure. Kind of impressive the empire that Clan Eshin has. Oh, hello. Oh, great. Bone Clubber's tribe has appeared. They have Black Orcs, Orc Ballboy Biggins, and a Cygor and Armored Chaos Trolls. Kind of want to deal with that. But at the same time, we have Gavin Thorpes over here to deal with. Come on, march up to Numas. Is there anything in there? No, there isn't.
Seek out the heretics for Sigma.
So what was that thing I noted a few turns back here? Oh. There's like a big hole in the ground there. Seems like a bit of a mapping error. Maybe that's supposed to be something there? Don't remember that. Odd. Yeah, okay.
Harness the power.
Okay. I'm going to recruit another hero over here. Yeah, get a captain. Much as I have misgivings about it. Get the cunning one. Get spread public order. Okay, how's... Still deteriorating. Minus 60 because we're great power. I didn't realize that penalty was so big. For I didn't realize that penalty was so big for
The Empire.
Oh, look at that army. Samwise Warfoot. 6 ogres. Halfling rangers. And 1 free company militia. Oh, you're basically the same army as well. Why is that? You have the ability to recruit press ganged thieves there. I haven't seen that unit actually. Oh, there they are. They're expendable. They have ward save. They have less armor. Oh, right, yeah. They're like weaker wardens. Yeah. Oh, pardon me. Halflings have changed a fair bit since we played them. They no longer have the 5% ward save over all of their units. Instead, they have 15% magic resistance. And they have this ability, this passive ability. Tricksy little halflings. Halflings have a knack for dodging blows before pinpointing exposed armor and thrusting their blade. As long as their hit points are above 50%, they get plus 12 armor piercing damage and plus 14 melee defense. So that replaces the ward save. for all the halflings units. They've still got it, but they're a bit more special. Normal halflings. Yes, I think also the ogres have been changed in their in how many you can get of them. I think it's also changed for the master cooks. You can also see here, we'll get rid of this. You can also see here the garrisons have been improved by a lot. It's much more varied than it used to be. They only have one unit of rangers in there, but they have 4 hotpot catapults in Castle Tempelhof, 4 master cooks, 4 press-ganged slaves, press-ganged thieves, 4 units of wardens, 3 units of militia. And this one actually has 2 units of outriders in it. What gives that? Oh, just the city watch. Okay. Reinforced walls gives the other things. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, there's been quite a few changes to the halflings. They also have some unique research techs. And I believe their lords have some different unique abilities in their skill trees, which is nice. I think also there was a change to a building which I noted. The building which you got the hunting hounds from. It was kind of a building, because it was like you get it for hunting hounds and you got it for pistoliers, and it wasn't really worth it. I think that was changed. Might not have been. Anyway. Last defenders. They're just moving their armies around. They're heroes. Nagarond is... I don't know how they're doing against Ulthuan or Lothern. I hope they're doing well. I'd kind of like to see Ulthuan taken by Malekith. I think the Talsin just raised a region owned by border princes.
Greetings.
Yes, Marius Leekdorf. No.
I am ready to parley.
Osland. Oh.
Greetings, stranger.
Mengil Manfly. Nah. No. And I see Mad Mulletson still around. Fine. We can deal with you. Easily. Take on captives. Oh, we got the speed of Lycos. Interesting. Okay, you move up to Elhike. You can get a transformation of Kadon. Virus. You get walls. Actually, no. You get the Medina Guard and get the barracks. Did we lose that? When they sacked the settlement?
They will be judged.
I don't think chaos is being too much of a problem anymore for the factions, for the forces of order. Springs of Eternal Life. Get that. Go to there. Encamp. You attack Numas. Get that. You can put the Banner of Eternal Flame on... Put it on the Southlanders.
Don't care who you are, I smash your face in.
Very unfriendly. Small gift.
Fine.
Such pointless baubles! Put it on the pile as the rest of the plunder. Yeah, that will improve our rating with them a little bit. They'll probably really become friends with us if I end up declaring war against a lot of the older factions. But... yeah, the dwarves have all their lords now. Balagar, Ungrim. They would have had Ungrim for a while. I saw Grombrindle over here as well. So they've probably begun their empire forging a bit later than usual. What do I want to do with you?
We have met before.
I want you to go into their territory to scout around. Moved you. And we've got no money for anything else. Oh, you haven't moved. You're just in camp. In turn.
I am ready to parley.
Nope.
I am ready to parley.
Trade. Oh, they don't like that I've given gifts to the Wintertooth. No. Trading with you is not really worth it. Yeah, they're just inundating these clannish and armies with heroes. Nope. Nothing really seems to be happening. Actually, I think the dwarves raised a few settlements over in the border princes from the wood elves. It's held by the wood elves before, wasn't it? Tolsin. Okay. You're raiding. You haven't grown in size, which is fine. You have one more point. You can get steel technology. Okay. Go and explore their territory. Do they have armies wandering around? All their armies might be up in the north. Assassinate. Oh, hello. Auckland's taken a Talabheim. Kasabar, I will get in you. Yeah, get fields. Do they get livestock pens?
I forbid this.
What do I want you two to do? Sartosa is just sort of sitting there waiting to be taken. And it does give us a variety of buildings. It gives us, like, I think we get this building as well, Peg Street Pawn Shop, which gives a whole bunch of trade resources. Do we get Dragon Tooth Lighthouse? Maybe. You know what? They are just sort of sitting there and they don't have an army. Who are you? Mad Mulletson. You've been a constant thorn in my side, denying me sea travel. I hope you don't have... what's it called? I hope you don't have... what's it called? I said that twice. Lightning Strike. You shouldn't, but... Bretonians are annoying to fight, because all their settlements have walls. Which makes sense, but... it does mean every battle is a siege battle. Which... I don't mind the sieges. It's harder to go through Bretonnia because of that, though. Your armies get worn down faster. Okay. End turn.
You have a proposal?
Tyrion coming at me. Defensive alliance. Nope. Anyone else want to open up?
Deliver your message.
Nope.
I am ready to parley.
Nope. I know there's a mod. I'm pretty sure there's at least one mod. There is one mod which means that if you don't accept a military, if you don't accept a diplomatic offer from a faction, they won't actually offer the same offer to you again for a number of turns. It gives them a cooldown, so they will stop asking you every 1 or 2 turns. If you find that type of thing annoying, with how frequently they can ask you, especially if you're playing against, like, what they'd expect. Like, if you play as the Empire and you don't really want to get relations with other Order factions, then they'll keep asking you to be in military alliance, like they're doing with me currently.
I am ready to parley. I hope your words are wise.
Military alliance. Yeah, sure, whatever. As I said before, I'm not that interested in taking that forest region down there. Do those smaller forests cause the attrition like Athel Loren does? No, I don't think it does. Athaloran has attrition in it. Because anyone who enters the forest gets attacked by the wood elves and also the forest itself. So yeah, they actually hold the entirety of the forest. There's a Vampire Coast Lord. Maddie the Treacherous. You can go there. And then you can follow him. Okay. Attack them. We'll get rid of them. They're growing. Oh no, they're not. But get rid of them! I don't want that army wandering around. Actually, I think they did. They got some Savage Orc Arrow boys. Pardon the captives. Get a little bit of extra money. Like period of dash. I'm gonna need a few armies to take that. At least these two. We've got 5 more points. For you, I'm going to get level 2 Pit of Shades. Upgrade Karsabar. How's Numas coming along? We could take it. Just auto-resolve it. Occupy it! Bam! Oh, bunch of money! And get that. Get that. Get that. Get the walls. There we go. We gotta have a rebellion here, or in the Spring of Eternal Life. Actually, preempting that, march over to Spring of Eternal Life. What can we upgrade with all that ill-gotten gains? Upgrade Jaluk Oasis. Wizard Caliph's Palace. It does increase the recruit rank for all units. Does that stack? Other than that. That doesn't do anything for us. It generates money, but get that, get that, get that. Get basic walls. Oh, hey, hold on. Do we have anything up in Magritta, considering that this is our front line? No, that's actually fully upgraded. Virus. You can upgrade that there in Virus. Plain of Tuskers. Ooh, hang on. Hold on. My mind's changed again. How much do we need for that? 4,000. Okay, hold off on that. Get that. Because that will lower the corruption there. You can upgrade the farms. Imminent rebellion. Yeah, the Spring of Eternal Life. Springs of Eternal Life. They will rebel at. Apparently. It's still deteriorating with them. Whatever.
Tribesmen, gather.
Can I, like, tell you to attack Temple of Cain? Oh, we're at war with, Nagarond? When did that happen? Yeah, whatever. Get walls there. End turn. I might go until turn 170. Or maybe until I can see up in the north there and see what's happening.
A weak order.
Got to move you. That's why I like moving them, because if there's an army in the way, they just stop. Even though they can walk around it and move further. So we're probably going to declare war on the pirates of Sartosa, get rid of Sartosa itself. Reichlin just confederated Ostland. Oh. Oh. Right, okay. We lost Aghole because they confederated with the Wintertooth. And then the goodwill we had with the Aghole doesn't transfer over to the Wintertooth. Though they will like us a bit better, in an odd way, because Aghole no longer exist. We no longer have agreements with the Aghole, so Wintertooth will like us a bit better because we'll have less agreements with someone, with another faction. Actually, come to think of it, I wonder what would happen if, like, a faction's goodwill with another faction was primarily because they had relations with a third faction, and then that faction disappeared. All the goodwill would exist. All the goodwill that would disappear because that faction no longer exists. And then diplomatic relations between those other two factions would deteriorate. Because the, point between them no longer exists. Yeah. We've still got -7 for treaties with Hmong, but... Oh, look at that! Actually, no, they like us because they had past treaties with Aghole. +6. But that doesn't make sense, because they disliked us because we had treaties with Aghole while Aghole existed. That's... Is that because we had positive... No. I don't know. I don't know. It's confusing and weird, and they're just trading these regions back and forth. Arnheim is being sieged. Is that by them? The lizard men. So, how are we going to siege this? They're all the way up there. We just declare war on you. There we go. And can you get on the land there? Ah, you can. Good. There we go. Okay. Actually, forget all of the siege equipment. We're attacking it straight off. Sartosa will be mine. We'll end on a battle. Playing the battle. Not a cliffhanger for the battle. Okay. So. Sartosa, have we fought against the Vampire Coast? I don't know whether I did as the Halflings, or whether I did as Norska, as Kislev. We might have played against them as Kislev. They tend to be all in the south, though. They don't tend. There's no Vampire Coast faction further north. The one with the furthest one north is the Drowned, is it? With Silostra Dyfin. And she's all the way over in Lustria. northern part of Austria. So we have 2 trebuchets. Oh, that actually reminds me. There was a mod which I was looking at, which gives the wall breaker ability, a new ability added by Creative Assembly specifically for the warp grinders for the Skaven, which allows the warp grinders to attack walls in melee, dealing damage to them and eventually destroying them. But this mod actually adds this wall destroyer ability to multiple other units, like giants. What else was there? Giants, maybe mammoths. The Necrosphinx Colossus of the Tomb Kings. There's also a few sub-mod variants of it which add the Wall Destroyer ability or Wall Breaker ability to various other units which you might not necessarily personally agree should have it. One of them is the Dwarf Miners, which makes sense that they're able to break down a wall with their pickaxes, I suppose. I think I actually got the variant of the mod which gives the wall breaker ability to as many units as possible just to see what it would be like. I haven't played with it yet though, and we don't have it active in this campaign, but it will be something interesting for the next campaign to have a look at, along with some other mods which I have lined up for the future, so something to look forward to for the next campaign I do, whenever that will be, and whatever that will be. I haven't decided what the next one's going to be as of this moment. I'm open for suggestions. I'm thinking maybe Famir, but if I did Famir, I don't think it would be a very long campaign because they don't have that much to them. They have a unique, they have unique buildings and other stuff. However, they're sort of, it's just their unit roster is not very big, and that's just because the faction's not a major faction. It's perfectly understandable. There's not that much lore to build upon for the faction, so there's not that many units to add. With, you know, lore basis. And it's good to have things based off lore when possible. Okay. You three. Climb those walls. Don't actually kind of think of it. I don't really want you to climb the walls because we have siege weapons and I can just break holes in the walls when needed. Oh, also we have war elephants. How foolish of me. Forgetting one of our premier units. Ah, yes, we're getting Ow! They're just shooting you. Okay, you retreat out of their range so they don't destroy you anymore. Attack that. Attack the gate. Go closer. You're trying to shoot enemies, but you can't because there's a wall in the way. Have we broken down the wall yet? Nope. Southlanders, move! Nearly down. There we go. Destroy the next wall. I mean, the thing is that if I was able to use mammoths on the walls, it would just make destroying the walls a bit easier. And also, it would mean that sieges would have a different element to them. You would have to, like, watch out for giants because they'd be able to break holes in your walls. And apparently the AI can make use of it. Which is neat. Oh. The gates are open! Charge in, pit fighters and Arabian corsairs. Oh, there's some Mongols. I hate these. Mongols! Long-armed, giant-mouthed, no-legged monstrosities. They're anti-infantry. And I really dislike how they look. It's freaking creepy. There's Promethean, rotting Prometheans. The dead version of our Promethean hatchlings. Those ones are gunnery mobs. They have little zombies. They have zombies sitting on their backs with guns. Actually, hand cannons. So they're very good anti-infantry. They shoot. And there's also depth guard. Units of vampires with 2 hand axes. Pretty nasty, but they're in small squads, so perhaps they don't have as much effect as you'd think. Oh, there's a Necrofex Colossus. That's a cool model. It's like a ship with the reanimated corpses of all the crew members tied to the ship and forced to fight as one. Where are you all going? There's some deck gunners, armor piercing. They're in a squad with multiple in it. And my elephants have gone rampage. They're busy shooting my Southlanders. Pew. Oh yeah, I forgot. My lord, because he has the what's it called? Machinator. He has regeneration because he's an evil chaos guy. Completely forgot about that. So I retreated him for a moment, and he actually got his health back. Neat. Get out of there! Promethean. Rotting Prometheans will tear you to shreds. Go deal with those gunnery mobs. Bam! Yeah, that charge bonus was really not worth it for that. Whatever. Where is my... Oh, there it is. You? You two. Go over there. Bring my archers forward a bit. My Jezzails! What a cluster of stuff. Ah! Kill those giant enemy crabs. And ignore the warped monstrosity there in the background. You think elephants would like crab? Oh, come on, you were supposed to... you were supposed to cast a spell! Nope, I think they're crumbling. Yep. Well, their mortars collapse. And their gunnery white, which is over here. Or is it? Or is it a, yeah, it's a gunnery white. Just disintegrate. Ugh. Splat. And that's all? Actually, no. There's still something on the battlefield. Oh, there's some depth guard. Go charge them. Why are they holding on? Oh, there they go. I don't know why they weren't affected by the rest of the army disintegrating, but... oh well. To change that guy's name from Dune Kingdoms. I'd have to look up some appropriate names though. Okay, perhaps not the cleanest siege, but I had siege weapons and I wanted to knock holes in the walls. It's not something you do often in Warhammer Total War. Which is odd, thinking that Medieval 2, I would often go around with armies of artillery and bring them in when I was sieging a settlement. I'd have like an army with like 3 catapults, 3 trebuchets and so on, and it was there just for sieges, and I'd haul them up to the front line when I needed to break down some walls. But you don't do that in Warhammer Total War. Mostly because you have to have a lord with the army, unlike in Medieval 2, where if you're doing something like that, you can just have the trebuchet and the catapults on their own. You don't need a general leading them, because they get a captain. Which made it easier to ferry smaller units, small armies of units around. How the downside to that, however, was that an army not led by a general had a higher chance of rebelling, and they would actually potentially rebel against you and leave your faction. So, oh, we get the Shah's Menagerie here as well. Neat. So, what do we get? We get Peg Street Pawn Shop. All manner of questionable items eventually end up here. Buyers beware, however, as pickpockets relieve customers of their valuables almost immediately. We get golden idols +3, exotic animals +2, dwarf beer +2, spices +2, and elven trinkets +3. And we also get Smithy's Tavern. As an Imperial soldier discharged for his drunkenness and thievery, Smithy won the noisiest tavern on Sartosa in a game of dice. 300 income generated. Public order +10. Hero recruit rank +3. Casualty replenishment rate +5%. Local recruitment capacity +2. And provides garrison 2. Free company militia. Pretty neat. Yeah, cool. Cool. Oh, we don't get the Dragon Tooth lighthouse. That's a bit of a shame. I suppose we're not a nautical faction really, but I thought that was I was thinking perhaps that was available to everyone, but perhaps it's only available to Vampire Coast. You can get Flamestorm. And you're just gonna have to take a turn of attrition. Corruption's high here. It's going to be dropping to 25. 25 for Untainted. We'll do Foster Independence. Be able to combat that attrition slightly. Okay. No. You go up there. Not really seeing that many armies here. They're building up an army, and they'll probably recruit a bunch of armies if I go to war with them. I suspect they're all in the north here. Humphrey von Corden, Balthasar Gelt's over there now. Luther Hertwig. Ugh. Just look at these armies. I wish our armies were a bit more like this. I know this is weaker than this, but... like, no, ease up on the artillery. Or this. This is a bit easier. Just less of the, like, Hellstorm rocket batteries.
The Empire. Retake the realms.
Ah. Border princes are now... well, no, they were always friends with the dwarves. Yep. Oh, look, it doesn't like that they've got broken treaties with border princes. I think the dwarves honor agreements like that amongst factions. Who are you at war with? Probably no one out of the ordinary. Blood Dragons, you're at war with Avalon still. Avalon still, but that will disappear as soon as Avalon confederates with the Empire. Wintertooth, Black Crag, Sylvania, Warriors of Chaos, Talsin, Pirates of Sartosa. Yep. And you like it because I just went to war with Pirates of Sartosa. It's because some factions are like, Greenskins like it if you're at war with just other factions and fighting, because they respect strength. Dwarves respect honoring agreements, but that's in addition to all the normal things, Eve. Okay, so that was a fun little battle to end it on. We have a whole bunch of money. We got a Skaven rebellion over here. You can get Flamestorm level 2. Yeah, get rid of him. I want to get rid of them before they get too big. Rebellion armies can be nasty. Your technology level 3. Get Harem. And you can recruit. I don't know. Recruit some more Southlanders. Upgrade the tavern. And yeah, that's probably about it. Upgrade the Slaver's Bay. Sure, so how are things in the world at the moment? Well, how are things for us at the moment? We control pretty much all of Araby, except for Lashik. Control the mountain range, control along Nehekhara here, though we don't control Sudenburg. I've sort of just left them be. Khemri is possibly open for the taking, and we might might go to war with Tlaqua. So I don't know, it depends whether I want to go to war with them or do I want to just focus my efforts further north. And all this of course depends on, I don't know, how I feel about the campaign as a whole. We have gone until Chaos invaded. And apparently they're still doing so, but Sjortraken's held by Reichland. Rakadrax held by Reichland. Raka Ravensvik is held by Reichland. Hellpit is ruins. Prague is Reichland. Kislev is Reichland, so yeah, Reichland has taken over a lot of... You can just see here. Let's have a look. So, red is Reichland. They control this. There. Control this. That. Bretonnia controls this. There as well. I don't think they control that. I think that's Middenland. Dwarves are making progress against greenskins now. The greenskins have sort of lost their steam now, I think. The dwarves confederated with the other factions around here. Eschen is still around, and they could be dealing with the dwarves, perhaps? I can't see... Is there any armies of Eschen around there? Let's have a look. Most of Eschen's armies are down here, it seems. Which is possibly why the dwarves are having an easier time, because they're focusing against the lizardmen down here. And by the time they swing up here again, or the dwarves will probably deal with this and then go that way. Or they'll just expand in multiple, because they have very good lords. Halflings control this the same as they have for the most part. Wintertooth actually controls a lot now, all the way up there. But they're losing against Reichland. And Reichland's having no trouble holding onto these provinces. Well, okay. It's not as easy as I thought. I do only play on normal, so they're not getting as big of a bonus as they would be on higher difficulties, which I kind of prefer. To their public order and all that. Ulthuan kind of looks like they'll be taking it back from Naggarond. I suppose they're dealing with the lizardmen down here, as well as the elves, and they're going to lose this. They'll probably go up there. So, yeah. Wood elves have made a fair bit of progress. But they're probably going to lose that against the dwarves. Anyway, I'll save it here. On turn 169. And that'll be it for this episode of Total War Warhammer 2 Araby. I think this is like the 8th episode? I am sort of losing steam for the campaign at the moment. Also, it's just also because a bunch of mods have been updated and I'd like to play with those activated now. So, I mean, we could return always. We could return to Araby in the future. I would certainly plan to, because the mod is OVN Lost Factions mod is being updated, so even as we speak, so it will always be interesting to come back and play the factions. As I said, I don't know whether I play them as a full campaign or whether I do them as a short one, maybe for like 5 episodes or so. It depends. I would like to go back and see the halflings because they've had significant changes since I played them last, as I mentioned. Some of them which are good, some of them which I'm sad, which also makes sense. Their economy is no longer as snowbally as it was when I was playing as them, which is sad. But they have much better ability to deal with corruption now, and also other things, the researchers and all that. I'd like to see the trolls too, play as the trolls for a bit. That would be fun. Just armies of trolls smashing everything. There's also the Familiar, which could be fun. The Familiar would be similar to the trolls, but they've got a bit more they've got more variety in their army. Right, let's have a look. I mean, I think I've shown this off. Yep. Fimarach, Noble, Familiar Balefiends of Shadows and Fire, Boglars, Chaos Warhounds, Bloated Corpse, Chaos Warhounds, Familiar Shirls, Warriors and Guards, Warriors with Great Weapons, Chaos Giant, Mist Stalkers, and Chaos Soats. A lot of monsters. No ranged, which I was remembering. Oh, that looks a little weird. Is that? Oh no, that's fine. It's probably just keeping the icon since last I had swapped over to it. I think they're actually getting a new icon soon. Ranged units was something which I saw mentioned, but it's not really something the Familiar had. I think it was mentioned that Forge World or Games Workshop would have mentioned that the Familiar might have had slingers at some point, but that's not something which they could add because animations, and there's no... The only slingers in Warhammer is Total War is the Skaven. That wouldn't work. I could think maybe like ranged Noblars or something, or Boglars as it is, perhaps. But I don't know how strong you'd want to go towards that. Probably not really. You don't want to take the focus away from the Familiar. And the Familiar themselves, I think pretty much all of the all the things that we'll normally have are here. You got the slave units, warriors, guards, and warriors with great weapons. Unique unit nobles. Balefiend, Shadows and Fire. It might be nice to have a melee focused hero. I know that's kind of unnecessary because the Familiar wizards are quite capable fighters in their own right. You'll see they have sundered armor and magical attacks on their thing, and they got 400 weapon strength, which is only 20 less than the Lord. So these are pretty good in melee, but maybe a Familiar hero, melee hero would be interesting. Other than that, I don't know. They can maybe have a troll unit, but that's kind of unnecessary with all the other Familiar units. Anyway, that's enough of my musings. I'm rambling on. So that will be it for this episode of Warhammer 2 Total War Araby. I'll hopefully see you in the next one. I will stop the recording here.